For many years, we've placed the emphasis on growing GDP, gross domestic product, which assumes that the only good economy is one that is constantly growing, rather than one that meets the needs of people and planet. Earth's resources aren't infinite, so we cannot have infinite growth. Extraction and overproduction, driven by profit and our obsession with growth, have brought about the climate crisis, the extinction of species, and has also led to social conflict. If we continue down this path, the future that awaits us will be hostile to all forms of life. Those with economic and political power want to convince us that there's no alternative to the current dominant economic model. Is there really no solution? Of course there is. Indeed, there are many existing alternatives in our present, such as the commons, a governance model that brings power back to the people. It's a way for people to organize together to meet their needs and enhance their resilience. Slow circular economy, a production system that slows down the rapid production and consumption of new goods and reduces extraction of resources and energy. Economy for the common good, an approach that puts basic human values such as dignity and solidarity above the need for individual or corporate profit. Cooperatives, a business model for organizations in which members share ownership, decision-making, and benefits, promoting equality and collaboration. To move in this direction, governments, companies, communities, and organizations should base their actions on these principles that envision the landscape for an alternative future. What would it be like to live in such a world? Imagine it's a new day, and on the way to work, you pass by buildings made from reused materials, harmonizing with the landscape. You walk along tree-lined streets where accessible public transport and bicycles move freely. The air is pure and clean. There's no sound of traffic. Now you can hear birdsong and children playing. You arrive at work, a community garden that trades products and services with neighboring communities. You and your teammates make sure the food is delicious and accessible, and everyone contributes according to their abilities and receives what they need. Sometimes it's difficult to agree with your colleagues, but you work it out together to find solutions and build consensus because decisions are made democratically. In the evening, while you exercise, others read, play instruments, and paint. Access to sports and the arts is as fundamental a right as access to healthcare. As night falls, you feel tired but fulfilled. In this future, every day is an opportunity to live in harmony with the world around you. And if all of this seems utopian, there are real-life examples where people are already building these futures today. The community pantry movement in the Philippines, which gives people in need access to fresh food and supports food sovereignty for farmers. The indigenous Dayak Iban people of Sungai Utik in Indonesia who fight to preserve their culture, territory, and live in balance with their forest homes, making sustainable prosperity possible. The Chiaco Sesola Cooperative in Venezuela, who collaborate to provide services such as funeral, medicine, finance, and food, while prioritizing solidarity and participatory decision-making. And many others, such as the Power the Pebble community and the Eco Swaraj movement in India, Cooperation Africa, and the Associação no Semiliardo Brasileiro. If the dominant socio-economic model were a concrete slab, these movements are the weeds that grow from the cracks. Instead of concentrating on profit and infinite economic growth, they prepare the ground for an abundant forest of possible future. Greenpeace International has collected stories that show such realities in a collection called Growing the Alternative, where you can learn how these futures are being built. Alternatives are there. We just need to grow them.